Another extremely important part of carving is keeping your tools nice and sharp. Now, there are many ways of creating a sharp edge on your tools. A lot of it depends on how much money you want to spend, but I shall go through some of the various options that I'm most familiar with. Now, I'm going to start off by showing you the simplest way of sharpening a tool that I'm going to show you today, and this is with some kind of a stone. Now, it can be an oil stone or a whetstone. This is a type of whetstone. It's a diamond stone, and one of the reasons I prefer a whetstone to an oil stone is the oil can sometimes stay on the tool after you've finished and then make its way onto your piece of wood when you're carving it and stain the wood quite badly on occasions. So that's why I like to use a whetstone. A little bit of water is involved on this. And then what I'll be doing is I'm grinding the outside edge of the tool in a figure of 8 motion to creep up slowly towards the cutting edge of the tool. And once I've got close to the edge, or once I've got to the edge, I'll feel very carefully with my thumbnail down to the end to see if I can feel the burr. Now, as I'm applying the tool to the stone, I'm rolling it from side to side to cover the full width of this particular gouge. Obviously, with a shallower gouge, you wouldn't have to roll it from side to side quite so much. And then I'll feel up to the edge, see if I can feel the burr. And once you can feel the burr, then, and you do have to take great care doing that so you don't cut yourself, then you dry the tool off and basically polish off the burr from the inside. Now, the simplest way of doing that is with a piece of leather that has been impregnated with a metal polishing compound, and you literally just stroke the inside of the tool with that, and that will polish off that burr and leave you with a nice sharp tool. Now, the system that I use for sharpening myself, and have done actually for over 20 years now, is a 2-wheeled system. It's basically based on a bench grinder. On the right hand side is a very fine abrasive wheel. On the left hand side is a polishing mop, just like the one that was in the drill a bit earlier. And the theory is exactly the same. I'll create the burr on the right hand side here by applying the tool to the abrasive stone, and then I'll polish that burr off on the polishing mop on the other side. Now, another feature of this particular type of system is having a light. It's very important. It does help tremendously to see the burr when it's been kicked up on the edge of the tool. So you're grinding up to the edge, the burr comes up, and you can see a very fine line of light along the edge of the tool. And then once you've got that, you know it's time to come over and polish that burr off, and you end up with a very nice sharp tool. Now, I should just put it into practice just so you can see how it operates. Very important to wear goggles. Slow that down. And yes, I nearly forgot the goggles. Very important, because the stone can kick up some grit and that could go in your eye. So very important to wear the goggles when you're using a system like that. But very efficient, and once I've used this tool for a little while, it'll start to dull off a little bit, and then all I'll do is go back to the polishing mop, a couple of seconds on that, and you're back in action with a very sharp tool. So very important, keep your tool sharp and enjoy the wood carving.